Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. For those of you new here, my name is Cheryl and I run a small handmade business called Hag-a Needle Handmade Creations. For those of you new here or my returning ones, I make these videos to show basically what I do every day as a small business owner. I don't have any scripts. I just basically go off what I'm thinking of at the time. And right now, I just want to explain to the new people before you click off what my videos are about. My videos are about simply crafting. I sew and I crochet. And I take you behind the scenes of my sewing and my crochet, what I've sold, what I'm doing next, what I'd like to make. And I have a wonderful community who gives me great advice. And I do follow probably 98% of all the advice I've gotten. And I so appreciate it. So if you're one of those people who like to watch somebody who really doesn't know how to do YouTube videos, who doesn't edit, I basically upload from my phone and then put it onto YouTube. I feel like the YouTubers that I like to watch are the ones who are real with no script. I have no script. I simply like to put out what I'm doing for the week. And sometimes my week starts out with a plan and it usually gets interrupted. So if you're one of those people who like to see a small business try to grow, what I'm going to be making or what I'm going to be doing, then you need to stay tuned for these videos. Also, if you're bored one day, I do have a playlist and you can go back and watch me from the very beginning. I really don't know what I'm doing. And I like to be honest about everything that I'm trying to do or want to do. And I love having people come along with me. So stay tuned and we'll see what we're going to get into this week. Today is Monday night and I got this listed on Etsy. I'll put a link in my description. And when you see the description, you'll have to hit show more so it shows the whole description. I'll also put it in a pinned comment that will be at the top, and you'll also have to hit show more and it'll show the link. I will also have a link to any of the Amazon items that I purchase that I actually really like. If you take that link and purchase something, I do get a percentage. I will also have a link to what's called Buy Me a Coffee. And what that is a donation from as little as you want, $1 to however much. Do not feel obligated to do any of this. It's just simply there to help me grow my business. And that will also be in the description and the pinned comment. Now, let's move forward. Dear God, I think I read that like I was scripted. I was not scripted. So let's get into what we're going to create tonight. I am going to make a key fob. I think I can only get one out of this, but I did have a request for it. So I'm going to get that done. I did get me some more. This is shelf liner. I ripped the tab off, so I can't really tell you. It's like the grippy shelf liner. It's, you know, there's no sticky on it. You don't stick it down. It's rubbery, grippy. And that's what I use for the jar openers. These. I'm having issues with words tonight. And this. I decided to get a lighter gray so that this matches more fabric that I want to use. But for now, since people are crazy about chickens and I have like 2 yards of this, I think, maybe just a yard and a half left. I'm going to cut out a bunch of squares for this. Maybe, I don't know how many I can get. I can probably get 6 per cut. So I might just do that and then move on to some different fabric maybe tomorrow. But that's what we're going to get into tonight. So I don't know if you guys like me just to go ahead and make the stuff and then show you, or if you'd like to actually watch me creating it. I'm not quite sure how it works, what people like. So if you could just leave me a comment on how you like to watch stuff. But for now, I can kind of fast motion this and try to put some music to it of making the key fob, if that's what you would like. Well, I'll try it. And then you let me know if you'd rather me do that. So, one moment. Since this is a pretty fast make, I won't do the fast motion stuff. Hang on. I'll just tell you how I make them. I do have a video on this, but these are so simple. I cut mine 4 inches wide by 14 long. Now this fabric was a bandana that I purchased at Hobby Lobby. So if you're ever, trying to search for fabric and you need different ideas, bandanas are super nice to get because you can find some really cool colors. And then I cut it 14 inches, which on these you can actually cut them you can cut them shorter or longer. It doesn't really matter, but I like 14 because they're like in between. You can actually get your hand in them. But anyways, this is a fusible interfacing, and I got it off of Amazon. And I bought this for my t-shirts, for when I do t-shirt quilts. And I cut this just a little under 4 inches wide. But I can't remember the name of this. And I will leave a link in the comments and my first comment. So I cut it just a little bit under 4 inches. And then I cut it not quite 14, just a little bit under 14. I really like this stuff. It gives it some stability, and it makes it a lot easier to sew. I was using the fusible fleece, which is a little bit thicker, and I was finding that it was at the ends of my key fobs, it was making it poof out too much to where it wasn't lining up with my end piece. I'm also saving my scrap pieces that I do and try to coordinate the colors together. Have you ever seen where they take them and sew them to like the fusible fleece or whatever and make a quilt square? I'm going to try to do that because I'm trying not to waste. I'm trying not to throw away any fabrics unless it's like a little bitty teeny piece. So that'll be another project for another day. And I got this ironed on, and then you fold it in half. And then you fold this in to your center. These are so easy. What I want to do is I do have a bag full of cut up key fobs, but I think a lot of them are Christmas ones. So that's what I need to do, is make some more summery kind. I need to get fabric with small flowers on it. And then you just fold it over, iron it again. I just clip it with a quilting clip. Oops, right here. I got these on Amazon too. And then I'm just going to sew right along here. This is my open side. And then I'll turn it and sew on this side. And then I'll put it together like this. Sew that. And put one of these on it. Voila. That's how easy they are. Okay, I have the key fob over in my I need to sew pile. And only for tonight, I'm going to just be cutting out the chickens for the jar grips. And then tomorrow night, I will do the sewing for all of that. I need to find more fabric to cut out for the jar grips. But that's our week, jar grips and key fobs. I know, it's kind of boring, but you never know what we're going to get into. So for now, I will probably talk to you either later or tomorrow. Good evening, everybody. Today is Tuesday evening, and last night when I was done videoing, I got all of these cut out for the jar grippers, and I got this fabric cut out. I did some chickens, some, what are those, daisies and butterflies, and this color. And then I had just one orange one. So that is what we're going to work on tonight. I also got some, I had a little bit left. I can do a wristlet key fob. I have more over here. I got this one to do and these two. I think I'm going to get the jar grippers done because I need white thread, and these all require, these I'll do last because they require changing my thread, and I really hate doing that. And please bear with me, my stand that I put my phone on it's broke. And if I touch it or wiggle it, then my phone falls backwards. So I need to get a new one anyways, because it came with one of these. That way I could start and stop the videos without having to press the start and stop all the time. And that quit working. So, but that's what we're going to work on tonight. I want to get these whipped out. I think I've got 14 of these cut out, and I've only got just a little bit left, and I think I cut out 16 of these. So if I can get 14 done in a week, that would be awesome. Oops, I dropped one. Because the only ones I have left are these. I've got the chickens. I made this one because I thought, well, you know, this is manly. And then these were left over from Christmas. But anyways, I was just sorry. I know I'm not my normal self right now. I was just watching another creator who does small business handmade vlogs, and she was really depressing. And I'm trying to get it out of my head because, wow. Have you ever watched people who just get in your head because they're so depressing or negative? She was more negative, so I'm trying to get this out. But I'm going to start on these. Maybe I'll put on some really good music that that'll get me energized and get this negativity out of my head. And I will be back later. Okay. I listened to some good 80s music and I'm feeling much better now. I got all of these done. So all I have to do is turn them and then I have to sew around the top like this. Like that, sew around the top. Which, in my opinion, that's the hardest part. Because I usually end up going a little crooked sometimes. That's okay. I do have a video on how to make these. These are super easy, and these are good items to sell at a craft fair. If you need some smaller, like lower priced items, and it's also a good way to get rid of fabric. I like these because of they're small and they sell pretty well for me. So I'm gonna go sit in my comfy chair now and get these turned the right way. I do want to say that my video this week may be a little bit shorter than normal. I have to do a prep on Thursday, and then Friday I have to go get a medical thing done. So Thursday I'm pretty sure I will be out of commission, and Friday for most of the day I'll be out of commission. So tomorrow will probably be my last day to video for this week, and I'm trying to get as much in as I possibly can. I know last week's video was over 45 minutes, and I do apologize if you don't like longer videos, but I got really chatty. So this week's video will probably be a lot, not as much time on it. But for now, I'm going to go do this, and I'll talk to y'all later. Good afternoon. Today is Wednesday, and last night I got a lot done. I got 4 of the key fob wristlet things done. I'm going to leave links to these. These are, what are these called? Bronze colored. And I like these a lot because they don't dent when you're squeezing them. So if you can sew, even if you can't sew, and you have a sewing machine, you could make these because they are that easy and they're super fast. And I do have a link to the videos to a video that I made these. But anyway, these are really good. They don't dent. And then I made a sunflower one. And these are, what are these, daisies? I use silver in these, and I like these too because they don't dent. I have ordered some of these before. Oh, sorry. Oh, my voice is being weird. And when you go to squeeze them because you use one of these, they would dent really bad. And then I made this one with the butterflies on it. And then I got all of these done. I turned them the right way. I've got these. I have 2 of these. And I've got 2, 4, 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 of these. I just have 1 fish. These are leftovers. 1 fish, and I have 2 gingerbread men. So I'm feeling really good about these. These are so quick. And even if you really don't know how to sew, these are something that is so easy to make and so fast. And it's a low item that you can put on your table. People like those low items. So I thought I was going to do a whole week's worth of these, but I think I'm pretty well done right now. I think I do have a plan of what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to making these purses right here. And I think what I'm going to do is when I cut out a purse, I will go ahead and cut out an extra one for this, and extra however many to make the jar grippers. I don't know how, I don't have any of these listed online or these. I have never put these on my Etsy page yet. And I don't know if I'm going to. These seem to sell pretty good at the craft fairs. I don't charge very much for them. Basically, these are leftover scraps of fabric that I've already made my money off of. And the only thing that's really costing me are the key fobs. At least that's how I look at it. So for today is probably my only day I'm going to get to craft. Sorry about that. My voice is giving out on me. But like I was saying, today's basically the only day I'm going to get to be out here till maybe Sunday. So I wanted to get done as much as I could. A little tip that I've been learning here lately, if you, and I started this when I started making the smaller zipper purses, if you just like take a day, which that's probably going to be what I'll do tonight, you just take a day and you cut out as many of the same item as you can. And then when you want to make some, it's like an assembly line. And it just makes it go a lot quicker and you can produce a lot more. Here lately with these, I've just been cutting out one at a time, saving the scraps for my other little coin purses and then making that. So I've just been doing one at a time. And I'm finding, because I cut out all the gripper ones, I cut all these out, and I think I need some more shelf liner because I have a little bit left. But I cut them all out, cut everything out I needed for it. I cut the squares out, I cut the shelf liner out, and then I took them all to my sewing machine and just did one at a time. And then when I got them then I flipped them all, and then I sewed around all of them. And I was done, I'll bet you I was done within an hour last night of making these. And I did the same thing for the key fobs. I still have these left that I can make. I do have quite a few of the sunflower ones. I didn't realize I had more, so I don't know if I'll make it right now. But the rest of these colors I don't really have up there. I've got like, this one has that on there. And I'm getting ready to make a purse that's this type of fabric. But when I was cutting out that purse, I did go ahead and cut this out to have an extra key fob. And then I just have a solid color. It's like a burnt orange. And then I have the mushroom and sunflower. I don't have one of these done yet. But yeah, that's just my little pro tip. I do have like these cut out and put into a bag, but a lot of them are Christmas and I don't want to make those yet. I'd rather focus on more of a springtime. I know this one's probably not really spring, it's more fall, but you never know. People might want this right now. But right now I'm trying to focus a little bit more on the springy stuff. So I probably won't make these until another week or two. I'll get more, and I think I'm going to have to order more of the key fob hardware. I hate to use all of my key fob hardware and then not have any for my purses. I really do enjoy making these, and I still have a pile of fabric to cut out. And I found this fabric. I need to look it up. I'm almost thinking my grandma gave this to me also. I need to look up and see if it's vintage, because I really don't remember, but I could probably tell just by, I don't know, I think it might be vintage. Some of the fabric that my grandma left me had like a slightly older smell, so I'll need to wash it first before I can make anything from it, because you don't want You know, you don't want the vintagey smell. Oh, there's a, what in the world? Okay, hang on a minute. I wonder what this was. Can you see that? There's a zipper in it. I wonder if my grandma was making something and yeah, I know I didn't buy this in a store because there's a zipper in it. That's weird. I wonder what she was making. Yeah, it's so I wonder if she was making a skirt or something. I have not ever seen that before. Okay, give me a minute. Let me do a Google search on this fabric and I'll be able to tell you if it's vintage or not. That's really weird. I've had this fabric forever and that's the first time I've ever seen a zipper in it. Huh. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I did a search. I did a picture search, and this is the first time this has happened, but I did not find a match. And I know this is from my grandma because, well, for one, there's a zipper in it, and I'm pretty sure it was going to be a skirt because I found that the bottom here was hemmed. So that is just crazy. I have never not come up with, when I've done a picture search, I've never not come up with an answer. So I can't believe I've never, I'm sorry, I'm just in shock. I can't believe I've never found this, the zipper in it before. And I know it's an old zipper because it's all metal and it has rusted in there. So yeah, I'm going to get a purse made from it because I don't think I'm going to make a skirt for me. I don't know how to sew skirts yet. Someday. Although I do believe this would not be comfortable as a skirt because it's like a heavier cotton, and I think it would wrinkle too much if you sat down. Anyways, I don't even know what I was talking about now. Oh yeah, cutting this out, and then I'll cut out a coin purse at the same time, and then I'll cut out a jar gripper, and then I'll cut out an extra key fob. And just, I want to get through this pile over here. Now there are certain fabrics I won't be able to cut out a jar grip because it's a little slicky and you don't want that. But I can cut out extra key fobs. So we're going to work on that tonight. And then before I go in tonight, I'm going to take in my crocheting so I can have that at least something to do tomorrow. I'm pretty sure some of you have figured out what I'm doing, what's going on, but I don't really want to say it out loud. Anyways, wish me luck. I'm going to work on that tonight. This may be the end of the video. I might come on a little bit later just to tell you all goodbye. Okay. So first I'm going to crochet a crossbody purse so I can keep up with my stash over here. Amazon still hasn't picked up yet. I'm still hopeful. Let me give you my rundown for January. Okay, I keep every year wherever I sell at, I keep a running total just so I can compare the years. 2024 was my best year ever. Last year was not bad. This year so far is not good at all. Last year on Amazon for the month of January, I sold 24 items, and on Etsy, I sold 10. This year on Amazon, I sold 13 items and 5 on Etsy. So in 2024 on Amazon in January, I sold 58 items, and Etsy was around 5 items in 2024. All together in 2024, I ended up selling with all the channels around 900 items. No, that's false. Hang on a minute. Let me look. Last year, let's see, in 2024, with all my selling channels, I sold 754 items. Last year, with all my selling channels, I sold 695 items. This year's not starting off very well. That's okay, because I'm adding in craft fairs. I used to only do one a year, and now I've added in at least 3. And we'll see how these go. Maybe that's where I should be, is at craft fairs, where people can actually touch it and look at it. So we'll see how it goes. But for right now, I'm going to stop and get busy doing these items. This will probably be the last day that I video, so I can get it loaded on, and so it'll be able to be viewed on Sunday. So I'll pop in later, and yeah, I'm going to get busy. Today is Friday. My procedure's over. I got home at 1 o'clock, and I just woke up about an hour ago. So I slept till about 7:30. I'm glad it's over, and I don't ever want to do it again. I haven't had coffee in 2 days, and it's like 8:30 right now at night, and I'm almost thinking about having coffee because I haven't had any. But this is the end of the video. If you've stuck around this long, I do appreciate you. I put videos out every Sunday in case you want to tune in. I try to get them where they come on I think it comes on right at midnight Sunday. So I'm going to get off here so I can get this one loaded for y'all to watch. Thank you, everyone who's subscribed and who's liked my videos. I'll see y'all next week.